Hi everyone, day 2 of 25 Days of Christmas. This is going to be an adventure because I want this sort of semi-transparent because I'm going to add some sparkle. And I have an issue because this is the base for the tea light. And I don't have room to put it on my heat mat. So since this is a little deeper, it should cure well enough under my heat mat. Since it's going to just have to slide under, you guys can't even see that anyway. Anyway, I'm just going to slide it under the edge like this so that it will hopefully cure about the same length of time this does. Okay. What I'm going to do is I have some really pretty rainbow ink, alcohol ink from Marabou. I'm sure you've all seen it before. Get it mixed up. It's got that little ball in there and it makes it very difficult to get drops out. And I do try to shake it up as well as I can. Now my room's a little bit cool, so even though I've shook that up, I'm adding some of this as HTV Runt deeper white alcohol ink, and it works beautifully. But I now have to pause you because I have to plug in my heat mat and get my resin measured out, and then I'll be back. Okay, resin is mixed. Right there. Now all I needed to do, see, I made like 300 milliliters, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to go over because of it. So I brought this mold out just in case. I had my husband help me hunt down one while I was stirring. Okay, we're just going to get this rainbow ink in there. And I hold it sideways while I do the drops. Keeps that ball from clogging everything up too much. But then sometimes you got to tip it. And then the ball gets stuck up there. Ta-da! I want lots of pretty. I did it again. Oh well, I think I have plenty of pretty there. Okay, let's shake up the white. Let's see, 3, 4 drops, 5-ish. That was a small one, it snuck out. You're probably not even able to see that. I don't know how far over my camera is aimed. But, oh, you can see some of it. Okay. Anyway, let's get this mixed on in there. I just mix at the middle first. And kind of go up and down in it. Now I'll hold it at the bottom. Right now I've got about a gazillion bubbles. So I'm going to do something I don't normally ever do. Because it does destroy molds. However, I noticed these molds have a tendency to have pits in them and digs and gouges and smudges and okay. Pretty much my normal findings, and it's not just Temu sellers that have those problems. I am finding a lot of people that are selling molds that they make themselves are putting out inferior products. And it's not a good way to actually make a lot of friends. Oops, I dropped some on the other side on my hand. And well, for Pete's sake, there goes another drop. Must be because I scraped it along the other side there on accident. I'm going to stick this on the skull. I have a skull waiting just in case. Let me get this picked up so I don't spread that. And unfortunately, I think I just put it on my mat. Let's get that one side wiped. I'll pick it up. Oh, good. It's not there. I'll just have to wipe the side now. Okay. Let me get my 99. And like I said, I don't normally do this because it destroys things. However, you can't destroy what's already got marks. So after this, I'll just be using Resin-Crete in these.
Can we turn the other cheek? For Christmas, I just want a little peace.
I have no idea how much these molds hold at all. But I can see I'm getting pretty close to the top there, so I'm going to stop for a second because I want to make sure I try getting the bubbles out while I can without making it go over the edge. So get that wiped off. Take my little tool here, get down in there, and you want to go along the outside edge, kind of slowish, so you're not shoving resin out the side, and then you want to go the inside edge.
Let's shine on one another, the light that we have saved, so jealously we've guarded for the coming rainy days. If only for
Okay, now we'll do the same thing with the center.
the darkness sees. For Christmas, I just want a little peace. For Christmas, I just want a little peace.
All right. Now I'm not going to wipe this off right now. Instead, I'm just going to lay it in one of these molds. And we'll pour the two back ones first. Well, I'm just getting stuff everywhere anyway. Okay, let's get this poured in. Now you don't pour inside any of those other areas. You just pour here, let it flow. Once you get to a certain point, that one started to rise up at that corner, so I'm going to have to let it flow right now. Okay, same thing with this. You have to pour, let it knead up. I'll probably have to mix a little bit more now. I didn't need the extra mold after all. However, it's always good to have a secondary just in case. Now I'm going to try going sideways to see if oops, I dropped down the side. Can't tell how close to the top I am.
another.
I'll see if my husband can see for me.
That's all that I'm asking for.
Long ways to go.
Christmas time this year. We've had enough of fighting and dying in the streets.
It looks like it's starting to get there at least.
Want a little peace. Be blind to one another. The differences are small. We all
I'm gonna push it just a little
we all have got our faults. For once we
because I'd like to try to dome it to avoid
turn the other cheek.
having to
For Christmas,
deburr
I
it.
just want a little peace. And if the fates should bless us with a moment of reprieve,
And I'm trying to see all four sides and corners, because if you're just even a little bit unlevel, then you get some issues, and then you better grab your tissues. Now here I was thinking that 16 ounces would be more than plenty. And I made 300 ml, excuse me, which equals out to around 1 1/3 cup. Where's the ounces on this thing? They don't have any? Oh, a little over 10 ounces.
let's shine on one another, the light that we have saved. So jealously we've guarded for the coming rainy days. If only for a moment.
Okay, for the tree, I'm going to stop right there because there is the issue of those very small pathways. So I need to make sure that those little pathways are free of any bubbles. Let's get the edge real quick too. Well, not too quick because just have a tendency to overflood things that way. All right, let's make sure we've got, let's see. Okay. I'm going to come from this side so I can see where the wave is, so to speak. All right, that looks good there. Just a slight once around for the angel or bells, whatever this thing is. I did manage to get it a little full, but I'm not seeing any actual bubbles. So I think I'm good here. All right, I'm going to wipe that tip off for right now and finish, excuse me, finish filling this tree mold. Now I'm looking at this and I see a warped edge, and that's going to worry me. Remember, continue to still stay slow at this point, especially to allow it to filter in.
How can I feel the joy of being with you? How can I chase the pain away?
My arm is in the way and I'm sorry about that. Sometimes that can't be helped. Okay, I'm looking at maybe that one's full. No, I think it's got just a smidge more to go.
Christmas is waiting for you. You'll never
But you have to allow it to settle out before you know. Okay, it looks like the bells are done in full. It looks like I'm full in here. I'm going to add just a little bit more and press that issue. Now we let it settle. And I think the tree might need a little bit more. So 300 milliliters pretty much does only two sides and the bottom. And I think we've hit the tree now. Okay, so let's just pour the rest into the angel here. Let it filter in. Alright, I'm going to have my husband put y'all on pause while I measure out some more. So 300 mil did all of that. I think 100 mil. 150 mil ought to do the rest. If it's too much, I still have the other mold. Get that black speck out of there. There we go. Alright, I'm going to have him pause you. Alright, I've got this one filled now. Got that one filled now. I went ahead and did it off camera because I just wanted to get it done. So now comes the cure time. I'm going to put it on a 4-hour. So I'll see y'all back then. Okay, looks like we're ready to unmold. But I have to do one thing first. Be right back. Okay, let's get this done. Now, I did this yesterday. Last night. I thought these were pretty well domed, but they're not. And they're very uneven. If you go by the edge of the mold. This one here has a dip down right here. But yet it's flush here. So the dip starts right here, about here. This one here could have been filled a little bit better. This one here also dipped down. This one here, that's actually level with it. So, except for this little bit of corner here. So, the mold itself isn't that great. But let's see how we can do this to get it together. This had 4 hours on the heat mat, and then it was allowed to cure the rest of the way on its own and cool down. So let's get this opened up. Wow, sparkly. I don't know if you can tell that, but that is nice sparkly. It will have to be trimmed. It's got that cutting edge on there. Okay, let me get to, let's removing the bells.
Be kind to one another.
I like when you do that, when it's like a gazillion molds together.
It's all that I'm asking for Christmas time.
Oh yeah, nice and sparkly. However, you can see the imperfections from the mold
In the street
itself.
for Christmas.
There are scrapes right here.
Be blind to one another.
Another one here.
Differences are small. We all
And
got
there's
a
dips.
cross to bear.
Okay, I got one bubble right there.
For once when we're affronted, can we turn the
And one
other
right here.
cheek? For Christmas, I just want a little peace. And if the fate
Okay.
should bless us with a moment
And these, of course, stand up in here.
we all could stand together in the silence and just breathe. Rejoice
You do have to
for
glue
all
them
the
together.
happiness.
So in order to do that,
It's all that
you want to place them how you want them. And then,
this lonely Christmas
because see, this one is a lot wider than this one. So you'll set this one in first. And you will set this one in first because this is the wide one as well. And that one's got wavy things going through it. These molds are so terrible these days.
Let's shine on one another, the light that we have saved. So
Now the mold itself is pretty bad,
for the
but as you can see, there is a
only
rundown dip right there.
we can make the darkness cease. For
But
Christmas,
anyway,
I just want a little peace.
once you get those set,
For Christmas,
you put these in between.
a little peace.
Ooh, that's got a really sharp corner. And then you can determine which way you want everything to go. Although it's pretty much a basic. So what we've got here, if I can pinch it together. See if it can hold together long enough. Now I just need a tea light. Let me pause you and get one. Okay. Now before I do the tea light whole thing, light it up and all that. Oh wow, look at this. Somehow that's got skewed up. Well, anyway, I have some UV resin in this little pot right here. Got my light ready. And all I'm going to do is light tack this down first. So we just do this little number, get some up there on there. And kind of a spot weld. You want just enough on there to hold it together. Both top and bottom. Got a little too much on there. Now I gotta put this out in the dark real quick. And let's go ahead and get that tacked on. Luckily the light doesn't bother you through the camera. Well, maybe the glow of it does, but it won't harm you. We're going to go ahead and give it a 30-second tack, and then we'll do it one more time. And I'll put you on pause while I finish getting the sides all together. Okay, back in a second. Okay, this is UV glued together. And now it doesn't want to go on the base. Oh, there it goes. Okay, a little tight, but it goes. But you don't want to tack this down to the base so that you can just easily pull that off and put your tea light in. Never use open flame in epoxy resin. So let's do this. And then I'm going to pause you and bring you down. All right, this is the glow that you get. Okay, that is the tree, the bells, Santa Claus, and the angel. All right, that is day 2 of the 25 days of Christmas completed, and I want to thank everybody that has watched for watching. I want to thank all my subscribers for subscribing and being the sweet peoples you are. I want to ask that if you're new to my channel or have been here before and have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Leave comments below. If you have questions, I'll answer them as quick as I can with as best an answer as I can. And, of course, share if you care. And accidentally shut the camera off. Anyway, peace out. Love you. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.